lids. We ate so many noodles in Japan, and I'm gonna take you through all the different types we had. Keep score of the ones you've tried before, and I bet you'll learn about a few that you may not have seen yet. If you can eat noodles every day, this is for you. Okay, let's eat. Our first stop is Fuunji, or is it Fuunji? It's a small place where you can choose your order at the vending machine, get your order ticket, and give it to the chefs. This spot is known for tsukemen, which are dipping noodles. The noodles you get are typically thicker and a bit scraggly to easily hold onto the broth that you'd be dipping it in. The broth is usually quite thick and has a very strong flavor. You can add hot water or dashi to lessen the intensity. The flavor of this one is nutty and fishy, but not too strong of a fishy taste, unlike other tsukemen I've had. Online it says that their broth has chicken bones, sardines, bonito fish flakes, and kombu. I love that this place is small and kind of cramped, but it's one of those spots where you just eat and go. I'm usually the slowest eater, and there's extra pressure because people who are next up to eat are lined up right behind us. I was freaking out, I was sweating. Eventually, I just swallowed chunks of noodles because everyone is finished and I had to get out of there. I finished last in the eating competition. Why are you guys so fast? Our next noodle is going to be in the city of Hakone. Me, Lisa, and Doug traveled to Hakone to experience their hot springs, and after touring the town, we stopped to buy a soba and udon spot. Lisa said that she hadn't tried soba yet during this trip, so it was perfect. This spot serves both udon and soba, but apparently Hakone is known for their soba because of the water that they use. So we all got a soba dish. Soba are buckwheat noodles. Fun fact, they typically have higher protein content compared to other noodles. This is a bonus because I love having soba noodles at home for a quick meal. It's the best of both worlds. You can choose to have your soba either hot or cold and either dipped or served in broth. Lisa got hers for dipping, while Doug and I got ours served in hot broth. Doug chose the tanuki soba served with tempura bits, and I got the sansai soba. Sansai has a variety of Japanese wild mountain vegetables in it, and I love the texture of each one. This one is probably one of my top soba picks. The texture of the soba is good, but a bit softer than I typically like. You can expect the sauce to be light and thin, kind of like a lighter soy sauce with a few other notes in there. This one has a bit of sweetness in their broth too. My family just landed in Japan. The first spot I'm bringing them to is the first spot I also ate at during my first visit in Japan. Yeah. This is a Tonkotsu ramen, which you're probably familiar with. It's a milky pork broth ramen, and this spot uses thin ramen noodles. It's also a tiny, no-frills ramen shop where you're just getting the basic ingredients based on your order. I got the bowl with extra seasoned bamboo shoots, aka menma. The broth is so milky, rich, and flavorful, but it doesn't make me feel gross and heavy. And guess what? Our bowls were only around $5 US, which is a steal. And yes, it's basic, but here's the thing. I've learned that most basic ramen in Japan easily surpasses any other ramen shop I've had in the US. I have no idea what they do differently in their broth. It tastes so clean, but rich. Next up is ramen again, but not like any other ramen you've probably seen. This spot is called Basa Nova, and they specialize in Asian fusion broths. Most, if not all, of their broths are soy milk based. I've tried 5 of their broth flavors: green curry, tom yum, soy milk fish broth, and laksa. All of them are pretty solid, but I think green curry is the best. There's a lot of aromatics in the broth, notably lemongrass, kaffir lime leaves, coconut milk, and a bit of spiciness. And the ramen noodles they use here are curly versus the straight ones that we got in our tonkotsu bowl earlier. By the way, I got the half-size bowl because we eat so much in one day here in Japan, in case you were wondering why the servings were so small.
Yeah, dude, so good.
Doug and my brother Lance were craving soba, so we stopped by this random shop. You already saw that we had soba earlier, but what I'm getting for you here is udon. Udon are thicker noodles made with wheat flour, and I like it when it's a bit chewy. But wait, there's more! I typically see udon served in a light broth, similar to the soba that you saw earlier, or the ones that Lance and Doug are having here today. But I'm getting curry udon, just to spice things up a bit for you. The udon is in a thick Japanese curry base. And if you've never had Japanese curry, it's more mild and a bit sweeter compared to the more popular Thai or Indian curry dishes that I've had in the past. And it's typically not that spicy either. I've had a Japanese curry that was labeled very hot, and like my mouth wasn't on fire, you know? Not gonna lie though, this curry udon is a very rich dish in a big bowl, so I had to recruit Lance and Doug's help to finish it. Today, my family and I are waking up early to get in line at this ramen shop. Now wait, I know we've had a few ramen bowls, but this is a little bit different. First of all, this spot is called Human Beings Everybody Noodles. Yes. Second, they specialize in clam broth ramen. Doug decided to try their soy sauce broth this time around because he wants to be contrarian. Now the first time I heard about this, I didn't really think it would have strong flavor. Clams were always pretty mild for me. But you'll just have to see my brother-in-law's reaction at the end of our meal. Okay, when picking your bowl, you can choose the thickness of your pork. Thin, thick, or thickest. Doug recommends thick. It's fat, plump, and already too much pork for me. Lance and Doug had to help me finish the rest. The ramen noodles here are thicker and smooth than any of the previous ones we've had. It's not too soft, nice mouthfeel, etc. But the broth is insane. It's got the most concentrated clam flavor, and it tastes so full-bodied. Can I say that about clam broth? Full-bodied. It's not what you'd expect from looking at the broth either. By the way, Doug tried the soy sauce broth. He said he prefers the clam.
What did you say?
I almost cried when I had that first spoonful of broth. It was weird.
If you're having fun, please subscribe. I have a bunch of other food and travel videos on my channel that you're probably gonna enjoy. So subscribe. Alright, so today's the first day I'm hopping city to city via bullet trains with Lisa. I have a whole YouTube video on that. You can watch it after this video. Our first stop is Fukuoka, which is known for its yatai stalls. They're these cool, portable pop-up mini restaurants that show up everywhere once dinner time hits. We sat in one of them and ordered a variety of dishes, and one of them is yaki ramen, aka grilled ramen. I tried to look it up. I think this is the same thing as yakisoba, but don't quote me on that. They look and taste very similar. He seems to be using ramen broth and a variety of other sauces and garnishes to whip up this dish. It's salty, a bit sweet, and the noodles have a firm bite to them. Next time, I definitely want to stay longer in Fukuoka to experience more yatai food because this was incredible. I involuntarily drool every time I have to watch this part. This morning, before Lisa and I leave Fukuoka, we had to try Hakata Ramen, which originated in this city. What's Hakata Ramen? It's synonymous with Tonkotsu Ramen, basically the third ramen we tried in this video. Okay, I know I'm giving you two of the same type, but I wanted to show you the birthplace of Tonkotsu, so I won't count this one as a new ramen type. But I will tell you that the pungency of the smell of Hakata ramen shops here in Fukuoka are on another level. There's pork bones simmering everywhere, and that's when you know you're getting the good stuff.
Yeah, it's so good.
Also, side to side, the broth earlier looks milkier, this one looks a bit lighter, but both were equally creamy and rich. The noodles are also very thin for this one. Okay, anyway, let's move on to a new type of noodle bowl. We took the bullet train to Hiroshima, where we tried Hiroshima-style ramen. What makes this one different is because the broth is made by boiling pork bones and chicken bones in soy sauce soup. It's like me, indecisive. We got the basic version and the black version. The black version seems like it uses double brewed soy sauce. That's what my translation app says. The flavor for both is milky and rich, yet light at the same time. I feel like this is the theme for all the ramen we've had in Japan. Also, the noodles here are called chuka soba, aka Chinese noodles. They're supposedly a bit curlier, but I can't really tell here. And although both these broths seem to taste similar enough, somehow Lisa prefers the basic broth and I preferred the black broth. We're both not really sure why. I kid you not, this is the third ramen we've had in one day. Now Lisa and I are in Kobe and decided to try Kobe beef ramen. Here they simmered Kobe beef bones and added some stewed bits of beef in our bowl. It has a mild peppery flavor that's kind of difficult to explain. So when I try it, I wouldn't be able to tell you that this was Kobe beef, but I can tell you that it doesn't taste like tonkotsu, chicken, soy sauce, or salt broth. Again, the richness and milkiness is there, and at this point my body was screaming for help because it doesn't like that I had ramen 3 times today.
There's full of ramen for this day.
Okay, fast forward to 2 evenings later, we've bullet trained ourselves all the way up to Sapporo. This was February, and I don't know if the snow gives it away, but it was so freaking cold here.
Delicious. Here is the ramen queen. She is dedicated. Oh shit, it's slippery. It's slippery.
Yes, since we're with the ramen queen, we're gonna try another type of ramen that's special to this region. Lisa found this really good spot for miso buttercorn ramen, but it was slammed. So we went to another spot instead. Okay, Sapporo is in the Hokkaido region, which is known for good dairy. This next ramen we're trying is called miso buttercorn, and the broth is miso, which is fermented soybeans. Then they add a pat of butter in there because they know their dairy is delicious, and then tons of corn. I tried the broth without butter and it was fine, but once the butter is mixed in, it really transforms the flavor. It's richer and has more depth. Also, the noodles in this bowl are very, very curly and yellow, so it can grab onto the broth better. It's keeping us warm and cozy against the blizzard outside. This one is super short because it wasn't the main dish, but I wanted to show you shirataki noodles. They're made out of konjac and have a crunchy, jelly-like texture. I've cooked with these and they tend to absorb the flavor of the broth that they're tossed in. It's popular in the dieting world because it has very low calories, but not in my world. I need the carby noodles, please. Speaking of carby noodles, I think number 12 is pretty epic. We're back in Shinjuku and we're going to a noodle spot that our friend Terry recommended. This spot is known for their tsukemen, and if you remember, the very first spot we hit up in this video was also tsukemen, the dipping noodles. And yes, at this spot, we did order their standard tsukemen so we can try it, but what they're really known for is their raw egg tsukemen. Alright, so just a quick walkthrough on their standard tsukemen. They added all these fixins on top of the noodles. Slice of pork, marinated eggs, bean sprouts, nori. At the first spot we hit up, it was just a bowl of plain noodles without all those toppings. This tsukemen is saltier than the first one we had, and as much as I think it's got good flavor, I realized while I was eating this that I don't think tsukemen is high up on my favorite noodles list. Unless it's this baby. This is literally 2 marinated raw egg yolks on top of thicker noodles, and it's served along with truffle oil, seasoned seaweed, and a soy sauce meant for egg over rice dishes. We'll use that sauce later. Then they have a video you can watch that shows you how to eat this. First, you're supposed to froth it up by mixing 30 times. It froths up pretty easily, it's actually kind of satisfying. And then you try it on its own. Honestly, it's good. It's so creamy from the egg yolk and I could just eat it this way. But it's fun to add in all the other seasonings, why not? I just kept pumping truffle oil in here because I love truffle flavor and the sweet and salty crunch from the seaweed. On the table, they also had a variety of powdered seasonings that you can toss on top. But I just stuck with the truffle oil and seaweed. I think that was the best combo. Once you've eaten all the noodles, then you can dump in the rice. And then same thing, you just swish it in the egg. Now you've got tamago kake gohan, which is a very popular dish in Japanese households. Whoa, we saw so many different types of noodles in Japan, but the one I didn't get to cover is Sumen. Doug and I eat Sumen at home at least a few times a month, so if you want, we can make a series of easy noodles you can make at home. Let me know if you want to see this by commenting the noodles emoji and which of these noodle spots you like the most. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate your support. Okay, I'll let you go. I'll see you in the next video, my friend. Bye!